Good morning. Welcome to spending the day with me. I'm going to share with you what I eat, parts of my day, mostly my morning, probably my evening routine because I get a lot of questions on my night routine. I thought, why not? I always share with you my early morning routine. So I didn't share with you all that I did this morning. It's about 7 a.m. I'm not going into work until 9, so I have a little bit of time. I went ahead and did my cardio. I have been on a mission to get 15,000 steps a day for the last 21 days of June. And let me tell you, it's a little harder than I thought. I don't know why. I feel like when you think you have something and then you go and commit to it, it's like, actually, this is kind of hard. So I went ahead and did my cardio. What I did for cardio this morning is I did a 30-minute run. I have not been running more than 30 minutes like at one stance, except for like intervals. I will do intervals every single day, but not more than 30 minutes at a time. So I did 30 minutes and then I did 30 minutes of intervals. I did 3-minute walks followed by 2-minute just like light runs. So I ended up getting just shy of 3 miles in my 30 minutes. It was like 2.99 and I was like, really? I could have it just went to 3, but I am more of a time person than a mileage person. So I just stopped at 30 minutes. I just did a 5-minute walk cool down to get a jump start on my steps for the day. And now I'm gonna reply to some comments. I just wanna quickly say, without crying, if you watched the last video that I posted on Monday, thank you so much for supporting us, for watching our content. I said us because my husband is here a lot of the times too. He's just like behind the scenes, or you know, like he's part of my life. It's us. I'm just like the main face of the channel. We don't do a lot of vlogging, but we shared some just really personal stuff that's been going on, and I feel like just a huge weight has been lifted off of me for the very main reason that like I have kind of been lost as far as content goes the last few months, just like feeling like I am keeping this huge secret and a lot of people in my life just don't know. And it kind of feels like a burden in a weird way. And then when people would be like, oh my gosh, your husband has hair, why does he have hair? I'd be like, because he wanted to grow it out. And now it just feels so good to have that out there. And this calendar right here, which you probably can't see, above my refrigerator, that's a calendar. It's like a whiteboard calendar. I would sometimes forget to take it down for videos, and so in the background it would be there and I would be so worried that people would see it. That's our medication calendar, so we can visually see it every single day and not forget. It's like, it's on purpose a big eyesore. I do not like it in my life. It is not aesthetically pleasing to me and my personal wants and needs of my house, but it is important to have. And so I feel like, you know, having everything out there, I'm like, I can take a big breath. It feels like a big, like just weight has been lifted from me. And I shared, you know, what's going on in our personal life. Just like I did with our debt-free journey. I feel like it would have been weird if I was just sharing like really cheap meals and not telling you why we're making them. You know what I mean? But like some things are just personal. Anyways, today's a work day for me. I'm going in at 9 a.m. and I'm going to make some food to take with me. And I'm gonna reply to some comments from yesterday's video, get ready for the day. And like I said, I'll just like take you through my meals for the day and take you through my night routine. And I hope you enjoy. Give this video a thumbs up. If you did not check out my last video, it's linked down below, or you can just go back on my channel page and check it out. I would love for you to watch it. It is one of the most special videos I ever created, and I sobbed editing it, like literally, and then I watched it back twice and I cried again. So it's a very, like I said, it's a very personal video. So I'm like super sweaty. I don't even care. I'm gonna get some lunch, like I said, I made a smoothie yesterday and I didn't drink it. So the smoothie I made was PE Science Protein Vanilla Vegan, macadamia, almond cashew milk from Trader Joe's, some ice, spinach, and a scoop of fiber. But I made it and then I didn't even drink it yesterday. So it's in the fridge. I'll sip on that while I'm getting ready for my morning, and I'll show you what else I'm eating. I decided to go ahead and share with you my morning and my night routine. This would be in a perfect world if every day was this way, but that's not the case. So don't get hung up on the fact that this is what I do every day. Most days I have food prepped and ready to go, and I just take meals out of the fridge or freezer, take them with me to work. But this day I didn't have to go until 9, and since I normally get up at the same time every single day, I just went ahead and threw some meals together. It kind of makes weekends more relaxing when I know my schedule for the week ahead. So that way, depending on what my days are like, I can prepare
for in a timely manner. I am very type A schedule oriented. So if I have a little bit of free time, it feels good to be in my kitchen and make like a fresh salad. But I always make sure I have food ready to go for work. And then little things in the morning that I love to do, no matter if I have 10 minutes or I have an hour. I make my bed. I open our windows in our house because my husband comes home and then like there's fresh sunlight and like sun is everything. So even though it might heat up my house a little bit, we do have an energy efficient home. So we've noticed a difference of like $2 whether we open the windows or close the windows. So I'm not super worried about it. And I will sometimes do the dishes. And then about 3 days a week in the morning, I throw a load of wash in. And then usually my husband flips it to the dryer when he gets home. And we used to just do laundry on the weekends, but I feel like we just can't do that in the summertime. I feel like we go through so much more clothes, and like I'm working out every day. I've been doing cardio in the morning and then working out in the evening. My husband works out 6 days a week, and I just feel like we have to. So for meals this day, I decided to put together a big salad with some of my favorite high protein tofu from Trader Joe's. I just threw it in a skillet with a little avocado oil, and then I put together some oats and protein powder and then had my smoothie.
Okay, we have here a Caesar salad. I have not tried this Cindy's Kitchen vegan Caesar yet, but I ordered a Hungry Root box and everything so far that it has been in it, I love. 3 cups of romaine-ish. I mean, I'm just giving you an estimate. 3 cups of spinach, and then my all-time favorite tofu, which I just like sauteed really quickly in a pan with some avocado oil. Usually I would always have a fat, a veggie, a protein, and a carb, but I feel like I'm gonna be full after this huge salad because this bowl is massive, so I'm not gonna bother. I'll just have some extra carbs later in the night, but that's how I try to balance my food, is like that. So, but I don't always have a veggie at every meal. Like I just eat vegetables throughout the day. Anyways, I wanted to clarify because this meal doesn't have a veggie, this one does, so you're probably like, wait, what? This one also doesn't have a fat source. I might add some almond butter to this, but I have a packet of the apple cinnamon instant oatmeal from Trader Joe's. I've just been really loving the flavors. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, to buy it like steel cut or quick oats or old fashioned, but I just really like this, and so I'm using it. And then I have some Blessed Protein right there, which is the same thing I put in my shake this morning, and I'm gonna take this with me. I've been obsessed with this meal. Last week I meal planned. I also had this a lot on vacation when we were in Hawaii, and so I'm just taking this with me, and that will be like a second breakfast because I feel like my shake is a first breakfast. And then I also have a protein bar with me too. And that's what I'm starting with for the day. So basically I have 4 meals, and then I'll have like probably 1 or 2 when I get home. So shake, oats, huge salad. It probably doesn't look like a lot. I feel like everybody's so different in their needs and what they like to eat. But when it's really, really hot here, it's like over 100 degrees, I'm not super hungry. So I just eat to nourish my body. And this shake also just makes me feel so good in the morning. Last week I didn't add spinach. This week I'm obsessed with spinach. So there's the meals that I made so far. I want you to know, if you commented on that video, I will get back to everyone, but I have to like pace myself because I literally am just like emotional reading everyone's responses. Like, thank you all so much. So I got in a couple replies. I need to get ready for work and then go to work.
For dinner, I did decide to meal prep a little bit. So I went ahead and used the rest of the tofu from early in the day. I usually have that tofu 2 times a day, sometimes just once. But again, I used a little bit of avocado spray, put it in the pan. But for seasoning, I did a little something different. I used the Carolina barbecue sauce from Trader Joe's, Dijon mustard, a little bit of cocoa aminos, a little bit of ginger and garlic, and kind of made like a barbecue sauce marinade that I brushed over the tofu. And then I had some broccoli from Trader Joe's. If you can't tell, if you are new here, I love Trader Joe's. I also love my job and I work a lot, but thank you for understanding for me just keeping it private because overall the world is very, very small and there's just some things in my life I do keep private. For the broccoli, frozen broccoli, this one especially is so good. If you just steam it, you don't have to add any oil or water or anything and then just season it. For whatever reason, the frozen one, like I said, especially the Trader Joe's one, just turns out perfect, but it kind of steams down with the like frost on it. Here's a little barbecue sauce concoction that I made. So good. I decided to go ahead and make a lot so I could have this for lunch the next 3 days. And then I also made some quinoa that I did not soak. Usually, if I soak it, it's easier on my stomach, but this one has been just fine with me. Sometimes I feel like quinoa and me just are not best friends. It like hurts my tummy. And I've had a lot of you tell me the same thing, but this brand or this one has been absolutely fine for me. The one from Trader Joe's is sometimes okay, but I typically will soak that one. I don't think you absolutely must have to soak quinoa. Like it's not like the general rule because it's not on the back of the package. So for the tofu, I went ahead and crisped up one side and then put the sauce on one side and then flipped it. And it's just so good. You have to absolutely try this. Like I said, it was the Carolina yellow barbecue sauce from Trader Joe's, but you can use any of them. A little bit of Dijon mustard, a little bit of cocoa aminos, ginger, garlic, and I think maybe sea salt. Sometimes I don't add sea salt because things are salty enough and I just don't need to take it over the top. And then for the broccoli, I went ahead and added some seasoning to that. I'm pretty sure I added the Green Goddess seasoning because I'm obsessed with that one. I mean, it should be no surprise to anyone who's had it. It is so good. You can add it to literally everything, but it's so good with veggies. But this is just a really good meal. And I feel like this is something that you can make. And if it's just the two of you at home, or if you have more people at home, you can make a big batch of it, save the leftovers, and it tastes just as good the next day or the next day. And then so you're knocking out a dinner and a couple lunches all at once. We love like dinner leftovers as lunch. So I try to at least cook twice a week and then we have some leftovers. I didn't just eat all the leftovers or all of this meal. So just so you know. But I think this is really good. I hope you give it a try. And in a little bit, I'll share with you my night routine because this is just part of it. This is just a small part. Remember in the beginning of the video when I told you I was on a mission to get 15,000 steps in a day? Well, I knock out an hour of cardio every morning, but it doesn't always get a lot of steps. Some days I don't run, so it gets less steps because I'm just walking, but it does knock out a huge chunk. The other thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do Pilates every day for 21 days, along with getting 15,000 steps for 21 days. And so sometimes my nights look like this. And recently, this is how my nights have been looking. This very night, I only had like 1,000 steps left to do. So I didn't actually do a Pilates workout from Move by Nicole, who I've been using. I instead did 2-minute intervals on the treadmill and then just did some of my favorite Pilates moves that I've learned over the last couple weeks and capped that off as like a quick 20-minute workout. One thing I find is I'm a high energy individual. And sometimes, like, I will be exhausted from work, but still have like a little left in me. And I have to be like completely fried in order to sleep. I've tried tons of sleep products. I just have a very go, go, go brain. And I think of like a million things the minute I stop moving. And I know this is probably a trained practice. I shared over on Instagram the other day that like my toxic trait is if I'm alone, I cannot stop moving. Like, it makes me feel guilty based on how I was raised. And yeah, that's another thought for another day. But I did make a goal for myself for 21 days. So I've been sleeping really awesome at night because of having some movement. And the flip side of it is when I get up in the morning, also start with some cardio. It gets my blood going, and I feel so awake and so energized for the day. And I just want to say, don't compare your life to my life or your energy to my energy, because I usually get a couple comments on it. If anything, compare my beautiful singing right here. I was just so pumped. I was listening to Jelly Roll. Compare my singing to your singing, because your singing is probably way better. You're welcome for muting that. But don't compare my energy to your energy. I saw something the other day and I could not agree more with it. We all do not have the same 24 hours in a day. We don't. Our lives all look different. We all work different jobs. Even if we had similar lifestyles, work similar jobs, there would be different components in our life that would be different. You and I might work the same job, have, the same quote unquote free hours, but you might have 3 kids at home. So your days look completely different than mine. Just remember that when you're watching someone else's life, you can take little tidbits away from them to help your own journey, or you can just watch it for entertainment. But I truly, truly believe that there's no perfect nighttime routine. There's no perfect morning routine. You just have to find what's best for you. When it comes to my morning and my night routine, I do skincare for both. I shared, I think in the beginning of this year, it was either January or February, that I just decided hey, I'm 35. It's time to get action with skincare. This is the watermelon skincare, and the face wash was from Osea. I don't know how I feel about this watermelon skincare yet. It's like an overnight mask, but you can also use it as a I think it said, I was reading the bottle. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can also use it as a moisturizer. I also do a couple essential oils. I just do it because I like the way it smells, but I also find that they help me sleep really good, especially the lavender makes me sleep so good. But I have a very detailed skincare routine, and I will link that video down below if you want to check it out, of all the products that I use. This is just what I did this night. It wasn't as detailed, but I do rinse off in the shower if I work out at night. I don't wash my hair every day. I wash it, right now I'm washing it twice a week. I was washing it once a week, but there you have it. I hope you guys had a great joy watching me have my day, and I'll see you next time.